This entire cinematic sequence was created using AI. No crew, no camera rig, no filmmaking experience. I used one tool, Higgsfield Cinema Studio. Higgsfield is one of the fastest-growing GenAI platforms, built specifically for creators. Their goal is simple: make high-quality cinematic creation accessible without technical complexity. Cinema Studio is their newest tool, and it completely changes how AI video is made.
Most AI video tools focus on motion first, but cinema doesn't start with motion. It starts with framing, lighting, and intent. That's where most tools fail, and where Cinema Studio feels different. Before we generate anything, this is the most important step: choosing the camera, the lens, and the focal length. This is where the cinematic look is decided, not in the prompt. In traditional filmmaking, this choice defines how the audience feels the shot. Higgsfield Cinema Studio brings that same decision-making into AI. Instead of technical prompts, I'm making creative choices, just like on a real film set. The camera sets the visual character. The lens defines perspective. And the focal length controls emotion, depth, and scale. Once this is locked, every frame stays consistent. This is how Cinema Studio turns intent into cinema. Cinema Studio works like real filmmaking. You start with one intentional frame and then extend it into a cinematic shot. I treat this like a master frame: composition, mood, and lens first. I'm not animating yet. I'm designing a shot. Now let's start with scene 1, creating the very first cinematic frame. In Higgsfield Cinema Studio, everything begins with one strong image. This is not about overprompting or writing complex technical instructions. Here, I'm simply describing the scene, the emotion, and the intent. For this shot, I want a powerful opening moment, something that immediately feels cinematic. So my prompt focuses on what I want to see, not how the AI should technically build it. What's interesting is that Cinema Studio already understands cinematic language. Even with a very minimal prompt, the system respects composition, lighting, and depth. The prompt helps guide the story and mood, but the cinematic quality comes from the studio itself. This means I don't need filmmaking experience to get a film-like frame. For scene 1, I wanted a wide city frame. Something calm, but with a sense that something is coming. A city that feels alive, not dramatic yet. I kept the idea simple and generated the frame. And this is the result. The scale feels right. The mood matches what I had in mind. It already feels like the opening shot of a film. This is the frame I want to start from. Now I can build the scene forward from here. First, I'll create all the frames for each scene. For scene 2, this is the moment where the heroes get the call. I wanted the frame to feel more focused and serious, like something has just changed. It's an indoor setup, more controlled, with the attention on the characters, rather than the environment. I'm keeping it simple and creating a clean frame that clearly sets up the urgency, without jumping into action yet. Once this frame feels right, it becomes the base for the next part of the story. Next, I'll quickly create all the frames and start the video part. Once the frames are ready, turning them into shots is very straightforward. I'm not animating from scratch. I'm extending each frame into motion and keeping the look consistent. This way, the story flows scene by scene without breaking the visual style. Now I have all the images ready to create the scenes. Let's start with scene 1, which is the opening shot of the story. I'll choose the first image and click on the Animate button, then select this frame. Next, I add the prompt describing how I want the shot to feel. Now I can explore the camera movements. This is the important feature Cinema Studio offers. I can try a slow push, a gentle pan, or a subtle orbit to give the shot life and cinematic flow. I'll set the duration to 5 seconds. Turn the sound on. Enable slow motion. And click Generate. And let's see the magic. The video is generated. Let's check the preview. This looks really good. Let me try another variation using a dolly left movement, just to see how the movement behaves. This was just the first shot of the scene. In the same way, I'll create the rest of the shots and build out all the other scenes, keeping the look and movement consistent throughout. So, that's my workflow using Higgsfield Cinema Studio. Starting from a single frame, locking the look, and extending it into a cinematic shot. No complicated setup, no heavy prompting, just clear creative choices. This is what makes Cinema Studio different. It's built around cinematic intent, not trial and error. If you want to create realistic film-like shots without filmmaking experience, this makes the process very approachable. You can check out more examples in the links below, including the first AI movie trailer. And if you want to try it yourself, you can create your own shots directly in Higgsfield Cinema Studio. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.